Greetings, people from the wider world, broadcasting live from the Academy at the largest library in the known realms. This is Storytime Q&A, a Realm Jumper talkback show. Hello, hello, everyone. I am Juno, your lovely host this evening. And joining us today, we have two fantastic guests. First of all is Anne.
Hi, hello. It's been a bit, hasn't it?
It sure has, but you are back now.
I am
Um,
back.
and next newcomer to the show, Ellie.
Hello, everybody! I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Juno.
Yes, of course. Just as a little reminder, could each of you tell us what you do here on the show?
For those who do not remember, I am a writer, I am an artist, and I am the voice actor for everyone's favorite superhero, Cassie.
Yay!
So, hello, my name is Ellie, and I am the voice of Claire Werner. It's great. I'm really happy to be here.
We have the lesbians, we have the wives here. I'm so excited.
Woo woo!
This is gonna be a fun one. And I am your host, Juno, but I am also doer of a lot of things behind the scenes and also art director and artist for the show. So I'll be happy to answer some questions about that. Speaking of questions, y'all ready to get started?
Yes, let's do it.
Excellent. Let's start off with this question for everyone from radio. What is New Scottsdale like? What were the inspirations behind it for writing, art style, etc.? And what are the citizens and or heroes like there?
Oh, from what I remember for everything, it was just kind of a case of like typical story. It was like typical comic book world. Some of the um main inspirations, at least for me, were like 2000s comic comic centered TV shows. So things like, Teen Titans is one of them. The Crimson Chin centric episodes of Fairy Odd Parents were also another in terms of style, and at least art wise. It was just and also just like, a lot of like Marvel and DC really stuff. It was just like anything and everything for the case of we have a superhero world. It has a crisis. We'll figure that out.
Hmm. From my memory of what Bubbly has told me regarding the, inspirations for um, the different realms, they all come from various pieces of media. New Scottsdale it's very Avengers, it's very Marvel, the cinematic universe, basically. We're in the middle of the Avengers plotline when all the space aliens come and destroy the city. That's literally happening in this episode. So
Yeah.
yeah. um, and as for art style goes, we really leaned into the comic style for this realm because you can see it in the way that all the different artists chose to portray things with different like comic panel borders and screen tones and super bright colors. People really took the little inspo board that we gave them and ran with it, and I really couldn't be happier. The pieces all look so cool. It's amazing. People went insane for this episode.
The art was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely great. I loved every piece. Everyone did.
People popped off.
Yes, I wasn't able to see everything come together until the premiere, so
Mm.
I was absolutely blown away by the art. Everyone did a fantastic job, the writers did a fantastic job, just everyone did an amazing job.
It was a really solid episode, I feel like.
Mhm.
Um, everyone pulled their A game for this one, which was amazing to see.
Uh-huh.
Um, let's move on to another question, sort of a flip of this previous one. Also, just for everyone while we're casually talking about this, from Meg, what were some of the challenges in properly portraying a superhero or comic book world?
Hmm.
Good question.
Yeah.
I think from my memory and the brief conversations that we've had in the writing room, setting the appropriate amount of stakes was something that we talked about going back and forth because we
Yeah.
wanted there to be a situation in which Cassie had to prove herself as a hero, but also be kind of hated by her community, but also have it not be truly the end of the world because it's not the finale of the season. We have other things to get to. Like, it has to be not so important that Cassie is able to leave and return home again at the end. So we went back and forth on a lot of stuff, if I remember correctly.
Hmm. Yeah, I do remember that. It was trying to find a balance with everything, considering this was just, an episode. It was
Right.
definitely a bit of a challenge. And I know that there was a few times when writing it that there was like a couple changes that need to be done to make that balance work better. And
Hmm,
in the
hmm.
end, I definitely think it did work. It did work in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Superhero stuff is, I think, the most divergent that we get in Realm Jumper, at least so far. Because a lot of the, you know, characters are, if not fantasy, very normal ish. Um, but then you get to the superhero realm where, Cassie's literally a superhero. She's fighting crime all day. And she's really the only member of the cast itself who is more used to that high stakes adventures. Uh while a good number of the characters have, done their plot already and then got sucked uh into the academy, I think that sort of drastic of life before and life after the academy is clearest in Cassie and Claire, at least personally.
Yeah, for
Yeah, yeah.
sure. Yeah. For me, it was definitely trying to get, into that headspace of, "We're back here, and this place means that it's a place where my wife is hated, and that breaks my heart, and Claire is really one of the only, like, civilians who still, like, see Lightspeed in a better light. So, it was hard to get into that mindset of, "I'm gonna defend my wife no matter what."
Hmm, hmm.
It was I really took inspiration from, the civilian, like, sidekick who, still is a little bit of a badass, so, like, Lois Lane,
Hmm.
MJ from Spider-Man, characters like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely wonderful.
Speaking of headspace, a question for Anne.
Ooh.
As both the VA for Cassie and writer for the episode, what was it like getting into that full immersive headspace? Being able to write for the character that you voice as well as the characters of others. Not a lot of people have that unique opportunity, so what was it like for you? This is from Kay.
Oh, this is a fun question. Because I think I've talked about before about writing for Cassie as well as voicing her. And
Mhm.
if I remember correctly, it was a case of I was talked about the fact that Cassie as a character is very anxiety driven,
Right.
and having to write for that is very easy and in a way even quite cathartic as someone who
Mm.
is also very anxiety driven. So having to get into that headspace, it isn't that difficult. It's just a case of a little bit of hyping up and just letting it go through, but also being careful as to making sure it doesn't completely overtake me. Because that could be fun. That could be fun when the actual anxiety starts messing with the theatrical anxiety. That is
Right.
not fun whatsoever. But writing for a character I voice does make things uh quite simple in the long run.
Mhm. as far as I remember, um, you are the only person who has their hand in like this many pools besides like Bubbly.
Surprisingly.
You wrote this entire episode by yourself. With, I think, did you get help for one scene? I don't remember.
No, B I did have B help me with like a bit of like spitballing with ideas,
Mm,
but the entire writing was me.
gotcha. There's so many episodes, I get confused.
You're fine.
um, but no, you wrote the entire episode yourself, and you're an artist and you're a voice actor. Um, and so I'm curious if you are, if in part you write scenes knowing like, oh, I know that this would be a fun scene to draw, or oh, I know I would have fun voice acting a scene in this particular way, if that has, any sort of effect on the way that you write the episode.
It kind of does in some ways. It's not always the case because I only voice one character, and I'll be honest, some of my favorite
Right.
scenes that I've written are for those that don't have my characters in it. Like for this scene, the what I like to call the Tom and Jerry scene with Nemo and Ryder was without a
God,
doubt
that was
my
so
favorite
funny.
scene.
Mhm.
No, there have been times where it's like, as I'm writing it, I can already kind of visualize an idea. I don't want to try to like, I don't want to try to like, um, marry myself to a particular art idea because I know things can change based on what the art director, visualize.
Mhm.
But um, when the stars do align, oh oh boy, the brain rot goes burr, and the speed run goes wild.
Excellent. It is helpful, it's a little peek behind the curtain. We have the different art prompts for the different scenes. I will go through and edit them regardless. However, having someone who has a little bit of that, artistic vision when actually writing the script is nice because then I have to do a little bit less work as far as visualizing things myself. Um, but yeah, I think in total the episode really came together well. And I hope you had fun doing all the different parts of it.
Oh, it was so much fun.
We talked about this a little bit, but from Anathema, what was the most fun slash interesting parts of bringing the comic art style of New Scottsdale to life? Um, we talked a little bit about the different, show and comic inspirations. Um, More so out of all of the realms are a little bit inspired by Spider-Verse. This one is the most obviously inspired by the Spider-Verse, so I think a lot of different artists tried to tie that into their work. Um, but the most interesting parts of bringing the comic art style to life, I think this is something that I wish I did more in my pieces that I contributed to the episode. But people had a lot of fun with comic panels. And that was not something that I was super expecting to happen when sort of concepting the scenes. But God, that was so fun. I love it so much.
I think if I remember correctly, based on the timeline, I think Anathema, when they did their like the sketch for theirs, and there's like the common panels, and a lot of other people are like, "Wait, hold on, that's an idea. I'm gonna try that."
Exactly. Um, I wish I had thought of it and then it didn't actually happen because Sleepy and I actually worked together on a piece and we passed it back and forth a little bit. I was gonna add comic panels to that one and it just never made it out of the sketches in my brain. But that's okay. I think in general the piece turned out cool. Um, yeah, I'm curious if you had any art specific notes you wanted to mention as far as the pieces you did.
Uh because I remember that I started sketching mine a little later. What was I working on at the time? It doesn't matter. Point being,
Hmm.
I kind of started mine a little later as a like quick break between everything, and I distinctly remember that I was kind of watched like seeing everyone posting their works of progress, and again, Anathema posts theirs, but they have the comics, and something in me just like almost like a light bulb just went on. And I'm like, wait, I could try. Let me try that. Let me actually
Mhm.
experiment a bit. It's fun to experiment. This is time where I can actually try that. Let's go. Let's see if I can make this work. So I had fun trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to do that, and I like how my piece came out. I really enjoy it. I think it looked really nice.
It was so fun. I think we've officially been to all the realms now, at least for the first season. Um, and God, there was so much fun art experimentation in seeing all of these different places, and it's just fun. It's just fun. I don't really have much else to say about it.
As one of the artists, I think the amount of experimentations and changes and styles and everything to fit the episode was definitely one of the most fun things about it. And I cannot wait to do more of that in the future with the show.
More to come.
More to
You'll have to
come.
stay tuned.
Exactly.
A question for Ellie, though. You've been so patient. Um, but from Queen Creeps, tell me everything about Claire. What do you think of her? How do you get into character, etc.?
So for Claire, like I said earlier, I really took heavy inspiration from the civilian side characters and like Batman and Spider-Man and Superman that like they're civilians, they have no powers, but they still are very much of a badass. So MJ
Hmm.
from Spider-Man, characters like that. How I get into character, I this may be a little cheesy, but I actually think of my partner, Ed.
Oh,
He I see a lot of us in Cassie and Claire, and I actually take a lot of inspiration from my partner and how he acts towards me as a way for me to embody that protective wife character type.
oh, that's so sweet.
Wonderful.
I, God, you do such a good job at Claire. I love your performance every single time.
Thank you.
It's
That
it's
really
literally
means a lot.
perfect.
Wife. Love her.
The wife.
I love the wives.
Me too. I just love, like, the purple and pink combo.
Mhm,
I love that
mhm.
Mhm.
matching color scheme. It's chef's kiss, mwah.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, and it's so fun because I don't think we've actually talked about this. Um, Cassie and Claire are the only previously fully established relationship. Um, they're already wives. They don't have to do any of that will they, won't they nonsense that the rest of the cast has to go through.
Yeah.
They've been married for so long, and it's just an entirely sort of, I imagine, different dynamic to write, as far as from the writing aspect, but just a different type of character dynamic that is seen or that is not seen throughout the rest of the show that I just enjoy it. It's just very nice for them to be happy.
It is, and having to write them just be happy wives is like in all of the stress and all of the problems, the wholesomeness of the wives definitely makes things feel so much better. Just yay, happiness,
Mhm.
love, pure wholesomeness and support. We love them in this household.
Yes, we
It's so
do.
good.
Yeah, no, it's been so fun. I love Claire very dearly. She definitely holds a special place in my heart. She's actually one of the first roles that I ever got cast in when I started voice acting.
Oh,
Oh
wild.
dang.
So, yeah, she holds a special place in my heart.
It's crazy that that original casting call was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago.
My
That's
goodness.
Ugh,
literally insane. But man, we've come so far. We're almost at the
yes.
end.
I can't believe it.
It's wild.
Well, we still got a ton more in store for you guys, so I cannot wait for everyone to
That's
see what
true.
happens next.
It's gonna be
We still have
good.
more of the
Mwahaha.
season, we got future seasons, we got so much cooking. Uh,
Woo
you
woo.
guys did a secret thing that I don't know if it will be finished, but you did do a secret thing.
Oh no, you're right. I gotta. Right. No, I gotta finish putting that together. I promise it'll be done soon.
Oh, yes! The secret thing.
The
Secret
secret thing.
thing.
Secret thing.
Love the secret thing. That will be fun. Probably post season 1 content in the interim between the seasons, I
Oh,
imagine.
so excited for that postseason content.
All the secret things I need to finish before season 1 officially ends. I'm going to have to do
God,
so much speedrunning this summer. Let's go.
you got 2 months.
2 months. Let's go.
I believe in you. I
Yeah.
believe in you.
Woo!
Um,
Oh, wait, that's right. We're coming back when I start my senior year of college.
oh
Oh my
man.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started with Realm Jumper in between my freshman and sophomore year.
Wild.
Oh wow.
What
I
is the
know.
passage of time?
What is time?
Hell if I know.
I don't know, man. Um, but we do have one final question, which is selfishly for me. Um, how did you all go about designing the monsters? They all had very creative designs. What were the inspirations? This is from Apollo. Um, the funny thing is, uh, there were some loose inspirations, as far as I don't know if it's something that the audience has caught on to officially. Um, they are monsters from Derelith. They are from Gil and Nemo and Luther's world. So they do have that sort of Pokemon meets Eldritch Horror meets Cthulhu kind of wholesome spooky vibe that they got going on there. Um, as well as we just went to the artists and said, have fun. Make some weird aliens.
I know that when I was writing it, there was one specific Pokemon in question, and I am so mad that the name is alluding to my tired brain right now, but it's Gen 7, the one that basically takes a hold of Lucamine. That
Yeah, the
was like,
Ultra Beasts were definitely an inspiration for
yeah,
all of the creatures.
literally in my notes in the script that I had, because I actually made a copy of the finished script for the actual run jar, but I kept like the original with my original notes of what I wanted to do, and I had the face claim. It
Mhm.
was so funny just to
Oh,
be
that's
like,
fun.
I opened it up. Oh, hi, Pokemon. Hi, Ultra Beast.
It's really fun because I know a couple of people. I know Sleepy, and then I think there was one or two more people who, as soon as they got their assignments, just immediately started doodling monsters. And people just kind of worked off of each other's sketches and pieces that had been previously finished. But I never made any official monster designs. The only thing that was done was loosely based off of the Kraken from episode 3, because that is also a Derelith monster. But other than that, I had zero say in what the creatures looked like. That was all individual artists popping off, and it was so fun. Such good designs.
It was fantastic to see the final product, like the final designs for all of them. Just be like, oh, y'all had fun.
People had a lot of fun. Um, and I have also had a lot of fun here tonight. Does anyone have any sort of fun closing remarks or any other questions or things they want to talk about? Favorite bits from the episode? Other notes? Anything at all? I am curious of people's favorite scenes.
Like, throughout the show or just this episode?
I mean, you can talk about because I guess this is your first time on the show. If you have a favorite scene that's been announced to the public yet, then go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, honestly, I really like the Tom and Jerry scene.
It's a highlight, honestly, because it's a
It
combo of
is.
characters you would never expect, but they work so well together. I need them to talk more.
It's so great. I love it so much. Just the comedic timing, it's amazing. I love it. Perfect writing, perfect voice acting.
Mhm, mhm.
Amazing.
When I was trying to figure out like scenes of like what's going on, because it's like, Chase and Tina was very much like a case of, oh yeah, no, that's definitely what it needs to be done. I imagine Gil with Cassie and Claire kind of talk about what's going on, which left Nemo and Ryder, and I'm like, I could work with this. I like these kinds of dynamics. I can make this go. Watch me pop off, and oh boy, did I pop off!
Did you pop off?
Oh, I popped
It's so
off.
unexpected, but they click surprisingly well. I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was amazing. Wonderful job.
Yeah, it's fun.
I just go I go back to it and watch it sometimes whenever I need a laugh.
You know, it's really fun playing with like dynamics of characters you don't initially think about, because then you
Right.
get to get really creative with how that chemistry would work.
Mhm.
I look forward to writing more scenes with the wives. Please let me write more scenes with the
Oh,
wives. I love them so much. They mean so much to me.
same here.
They are
Same
very
here. I
important.
am on my hands and knees begging. Just kidding.
Well, there will be more wife content coming to you soon, both in future seasons and also more immediately around the corner, as episode 12 of Realm Jumper Care to Remember premieres on July 13th. So next week, if everything should come along correctly. We're getting close to the end of the season here, guys. It's truly crazy.
That's
So close.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
vibrating with
Vibrates into
anticipation.
the sky.
Brain go burr.
Um,
Brr.
As always, remember to follow these lovely people linked in the description below. Join us in our public Discord server so you can talk with other fans and do theories, and that's where you can submit your questions for this after talk show. I believe that's it. Shall we vibrate into the sky once more?
Vibrate.
Yes. Let us.